proud to present second year of Music Heals. HKGNA has been championing the benefits of music therapy, the therapeutic and healing power of music. We're thrilled to have great experts around the globe, Korea, Germany, Australia, and Hong Kong. We hope you could gain great knowledge and insights from our wonderful experts. Music has healed my life. This is such an important and meaningful series for me. I hope music could change and bless your life. Thank you so much.
Hello everyone. Daiga ho. I'm Elizabeth Ward, Australian Consul General in Hong Kong and Macau. Welcome to Music Heals, an online music therapy series presented by the Hong Kong Generation Next Arts. The Australian Consulate is proud to be a supporter of this event. Australia has been an early pioneer of using music therapeutically in schools and hospitals to actively support people as they strive to improve mental health and well-being. I'm very pleased to have two Australian musical therapists with us today, Iani Sujono and Rob Devlin, founder and director of Sound Expression. They're experts in helping children and adults with special needs and are here to share with us two inspirational client journeys and what they do in music therapy to unlock their clients' potential through music. From their experience, you will see the amazing power of music and music therapy in transforming daily lives. At a time when too many around the world are struggling physically and mentally from the impact of the global pandemic, this is an important story. At the end of this episode, please enjoy music from the Australian International School Hong Kong, brought to you by Peter Stapleton and his marvellous students. Congratulations to HKGNA for successfully bringing back this music wellness series in a year full of challenges. Wishing you all good health and best wishes for the festive season and a happy 2022.
Appeared and the soul Thank you so much for joining us today. We are very humbled to be one of the representatives from Australia in this year's series of Music Heals, and we are very honoured to have been invited to share our stories from down under. Thank you to Hong Kong Generation Next Arts and Director Michelle Kim for the invitation, and thank you also to the Australian Consulate of Hong Kong for supporting this event. And we all know that music has a profound effect on so many aspects of our lives, but it's the personal stories of the life-changing effect that music has for people with disability that really hits home for us. So first, a little about our music therapy clinic, Sound Expression. We are a married couple team who met through our work as music therapists. We decided to build our very own music therapy clinic to fulfill our dream and passion of using music therapy to help children and adults with disabilities. We think we make a really good team working together. Iani works with many children, especially in early intervention, and young adults with autism.
And Rob works with the older children and teenagers and adults with mental health diagnosis. We'd like to share with you the journey of two of our clients, Tahlee and Isaac. They are both certainly very inspiring. Their commonality is their deep love of music. We want to highlight how for both Tahlee and Isaac, music unlocks their potential in their journeys of music therapy, which has then transferred into their daily lives outside of the therapeutic setting. We are lucky that in Australia we have a government-funded scheme called the National Disability Insurance Scheme, which supports these children with funds to build their capacity and live more fulfilling lives. Finding a place in the world is a difficult journey for anyone. It's even harder for children who don't have a voice to communicate in the way that the world expects them to. Imagine how frustrating it must be to be unable to verbalize what you want to say. This is certainly true for Tahlee and Isaac. They are both great musicians with an innate talent for music. They find comfort and safety in listening to music, but it was very much a solitary pursuit. Music therapy has acted as a bridge to communication between them and the rest of the world.
Music has structure, repetition, and predictability, and our brains are very drawn to that. Music also has a rhythmic pulse, something else our brains and our bodies like too. For children on the autism spectrum, this is especially true. They derive comfort from music because it is structured, safe, and predictable. They know that often there will be a verse, followed by a chorus, then another verse, and chorus, and so on. It is a place of routine, stability, and safety in an often disordered and confusing world. Music also acts as what's known as a transitional object for some people with autism. This means they are able to connect with an instrument first because they may be interested in how it sounds or looks. It is also less threatening than connecting with a person and interacting with them with all the social rules that go along with that. Over time, a music therapist is able to draw out a client with autism and transfer their attention and focus from just the instrument to then eventually interacting with the therapist. Now, a little disclaimer, we're not saying that we only work with clients who are musical, no, not at all. We are saying that it needs a professional, like a registered music therapist, to work with clients like Tahlee and Isaac. Someone who understands the elements of music and their ability to be used clinically in a therapeutic way. Now, this involves taking into account such factors as the client's sensory integration difficulties, psychological communication, and social challenges to work with them effectively. Our first story is about Tahlee. We'll let Tahlee's mum Julie introduce her.
Tahlee was diagnosed with autism at 2.5 years of age, but we knew something was different with her as a baby. The diagnosis was hard on us, and we were told she would never talk or do anything for herself, which added to our worries even more. Then we were thrown into a life of therapies: speech, occupational, physical, music, ABA, because of Tahlee's many severe delays. She was very dysregulated, unable to communicate, had trouble eating food, and ABA was very stressful on her and us, with a lot of screaming and tears.
When she first came to music therapy at our clinic, she was very dysregulated, bashing the piano randomly and quite forcefully. But then, in the drumming, you saw fleeting connection with her therapist. And then she tried to use the drumsticks as a substitute for her fingers to play the piano, like that. Then Tahlee began to seek out melody using her fingers instead of hitting the keys with her hands, which was evidence of emerging regulation skills kicking in, even though it was fleeting. She had started to connect with her therapist through music.
Tahlee seeks attention of those who can play music and like to jam with them or listen to them play. She includes her love of Lego minifigures and Lego piano making into her music sessions, and she pretends they are playing the music. Music therapy has helped Tahlee to engage and interact with her therapist. It captures her attention and is a stimulating therapy for her. It has helped her to develop with her speech, such as tone, volume, and regulation. She now has some language and uses it mainly for requests. She's now 13 and she's able to understand requests from her therapist and is playing the piano more and can play without a music sheet. She certainly has a talent for music and plays the piano by ear.
We just saw small snippets of Tahlee's language starting to develop, from singing songs to conversational language. Her voice was slowly becoming stronger and more confident. Meanwhile, her musicality continues to emerge. Tahlee used to resist playing her piano at home, but with encouragement, now she does. She doesn't naturally just come to the piano to play, but perhaps she may when she's older. Being able to just play a piano at home when she can't express her feelings in words is such a great emotional outlet for Tahlee.
We're now going to move to the next few videos where you'll see Tahlee's harmony skills deepening as she works on chord progressions by ear. Now remember how she used to bash the piano? We will see her playing sensitively and in a more measured fashion. More evidence of her developing regulation skills. Keep an eye out for the Lego grand piano that she has built. In the clip following this, you'll see Tahlee showing the music therapist a chord progression that she wanted. Then she adds her own improvised melodic line. It's beautiful, very expressive and reminiscent of the classical piano music she likes to listen to on YouTube. For Tahlee, who has difficulty expressing herself through words, music serves as an important channel of communication. She really speaks through her music. Love for Tahlee to be able to join a group of like-minded people that she can socialise and play music with.
Self-expression for a child who doesn't use a lot of verbal language is vitally important as it helps with regulation and the ability to calm herself down. If Tahlee is eventually able to play her piano at home whenever she feels dysregulated, that's a powerful therapeutic tool. Tahlee initially didn't want to play the piano at home, but now she's much more open to it. Having music therapy via telehealth during the COVID lockdown periods has certainly helped to bridge that gap.
In the next 3 session snippets, you'll see that she is extremely and inspirationally musical. And lately, we've been exploring the possibility of transitioning Tahlee to piano lessons. In the first Mozart concerto clip, you'll see Tahlee tapping on her iPad. She wanted an audience, so she brought some audience members from her iPad to watch her play. And can you spot the Lego grand piano? It is truly amazing how she can memorize classical pieces. She can play parts of Mozart Concerto No. 21, Minuet in G, and she recently learned the entire Prelude in C by Bach. You'll see in the video that she's very proud of this achievement. And see if you can spot the giant Lego piano. Tahlee made that.
When Tahlee has meltdowns, playing music helps calm her and regulate her emotions. My hope for the future is for Tahlee to harness her love of music, learn to read and maybe write her own music.
We learn from our clients every day. In the case of Tahlee and Isaac, we see the power of music as an enabler, an alternative way to access the world that they live in. It allows them to connect with themselves and with others in a personally meaningful way. Now we're going to meet Isaac. We'll let his mum and dad introduce him to you.
Isaac has severe autism. He was diagnosed when he was 2 years old. And basically he's unable to communicate his needs. He has a lot of anxiety. He's really guarded to let others lead. He gets very dysregulated when you try to sing his song or you try to get him to sing. So we joined Iani in February, I think in 2019, in the hope that we can open up his world. There was lots of obstacles and there was a huge display of challenging behavior, swearing, overturning tables, running away, singing happy birthday. It's a no-no. We pretty much have to pull him away from birthday party, otherwise it would result in a meltdown.
Isaac has always enjoyed music, especially when he was younger. He was listening to the Wiggles, the High Five, to VeggieTales. But this enjoyment was always very solitary. It's really only been since the time he has spent with Iani that he has had more of a chance to share his music with us.
Hi, Isaac. You can sit there. I'm gonna say bye bye, bye bye, and we sing bye bye. Hello. Stand. They were stand in the bed. That's it. Hello. Stand. C-E-N. Everybody, you'll see. Woo, woo.
see Isaac connecting more interactively in music with his therapist and his dad, often with music that is not chosen by him. Given that music was always a solitary pursuit for Isaac, this is very significant, as it shows him starting to accept, value and enjoy others' musical input. He initially sings very softly, whispering, then his audibility increases.
Beautiful. Show Isaac exploring chord formations and progressions. Doing this with his music therapist and his dad, very significantly sharing the music making, needing to be regulated and accepting music proposed by his musical partners and not by him, and reading the sheet music and attending to task. That's a lot of things. C major, wonderful G major. What year? C major. Oh, you like the bottom one. Ah, beautiful, Isaac.
Sessions, I've learned that Isaac is good at anticipating chord changes, including in the simple blues, and can sometimes add chords that fits the tune. Since then, he has enjoyed experimenting on the small keyboard, trying to replicate some tunes and enjoying playing some chords. He still struggles letting someone play with him, but we certainly have made a lot of progress there. This certainly has helped a lot at school, where he's certainly more able to join in with the teacher and with the other children during their music sessions.
Nice!
Isaac was certainly very resistant at the beginning, and it took many, many months before he really got a chance to learn. Being able to navigate the keyboard means that he now has another means of expression in his life, and another way that he and I can share a life experience. It also allows him another outlet for entertainment, aside from the iPad and the laptop, and is certainly very calming for him. and often he's put himself to sleep playing the keyboard in bed.
For a child who initially would only explore music solitarily, Isaac has come such a long way. Music therapy is a gradual process. It takes time to develop trust, and we can't hurry this process. We do hope at some point we can help Isaac to share his music with more people and peers.
What is my aspiration for Isaac? It's really simple. It's hard to have aspiration for a child like Isaac, but we hope that in the not so far future that we can see him enjoying and laughing and making music with other people, and that seeking music as a way of calming his internal turmoil, and really just being a big part of belonging to others rather than just being in a solitary situation where he denies others. And we also see that Isaac has a music talent, and we want to just keep encouraging him to go further. Thank you.
Thank you.
You can see that both Tahlee and Isaac have a deep love of music, and channeling that through music therapy is helping to unlock their potential. We, as registered music therapists, understand the elements of music and their ability to be used clinically in a therapeutic way. We take into account such factors as their sensory integration difficulties, psychological communication and social challenges to work with them effectively. As music therapists, we are privileged to be witnesses to these journeys and help to facilitate a bridge to communication between the people that we work with and the rest of the world. We hope you've enjoyed seeing Tahlee and Isaac's journeys and the outstanding progress that they've made in using music to build their capacity and develop their skills. It's very inspirational to see the power of music and music therapy helping to transform their lives. Thank you very much for inviting us to take part in this wonderful series of Music Heals.